Listen screen clear. Yes, all okay. Fine. So, a very good morning to all of you. Good morning, everyone. Yes, good morning. Let everyone join. Wait for 1 minute, then we'll start. Yes, fine. Yes, Aditya, good morning. All right. So, yesterday we solved question number 31, right? Dot product of electric field and area vector. Okay. Area was in YZ plane. So, its area vector should be along the x direction because area vector is always perpendicular to surface of the area. Okay, sir, fine. Or area vector is always perpendicular to area, you may say. All right. Let us solve the next question, example number 32. Okay, write down along with me. A point charge Q is placed at the corner of the square of the side A. Square of side equal to small a. Square of side equal to small a. Fine, sir. And at the corner of the square, a point charge Q is placed. A point charge Q is placed. Okay. Find the flux through the square. Find flux crossing the square or flux through the square. Means flux crossing the square. Huh. What is the answer? What is the answer? Tell me. What is the answer? Hmm? What is going to be answer? Let us try to find out. Okay. First by mathematics and then by logic. Hmm? Fine. Sir, in this region there will be electric field due to this charge. Yes. In this entire region there will be electric field due to this charge. And that electric field will be different at different points. Why? Because it is a point charge, and because of a point charge at any given distance equal to r, what is the value of electric field there? What is the value of electric field there? Sir, at given distance r, because of the point charge, value of electric field is constant of proportionality 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, or epsilon if there is medium, epsilon if there is vacuum, epsilon 0, k into q upon r square. So according to distance, as per the distance, electric field is going to be different. Okay, what are the directions of electric field? So at this point it is like this. Okay, at each and every area, small area ds, small area ds, small area ds, small area ds, we have to consider small areas, right? Over this entire surface we have to consider small areas. Okay, small areas. All right, these are so many small areas, all the areas are ds ds ds. At any area you will observe that all these areas are lying in the plane of the board, and electric field at that point of the area is like this. Sorry, my mistake. It should be away from the point charge, like this, like this, like this, away from the given point charge. Let's say given point charge is positive, away from given point charge. Try to understand. Away from given point charge. Okay, fine. But all these electric field directions, all these electric field directions, can you say that all these electric field directions are perpendicular to small area vectors ds bar? Here area vector will be like this, here area vector will be like this, here area vector will be like this. Reply me in the chat box, agree, disagree. Small area vectors, if you imagine, which are perpendicular to the surface of the area, then at each and every area, electric field is like this and area vector is like this. So through any small surface, correct, through any small surface, what are the flux that are electric flux that are passing? Sir, very simple, E into ds into cos theta. Okay, sir, total electric flux, or let us find out for any surface ds, for any surface ds, you just imagine any surface ds. What is angle between E bar and ds bar? Electric field is not constant, it is changing in direction, changing in magnitude. Magnitude is changing according to this formula, according to distance. According to distance, electric field will be different. If the distance is less, electric field is more. If the distance is more, electric field is less. All those things that we know. Okay, but the electric flux are not able to cross the area, because basically they are parallel to surface of area. Okay, so they are not able to cross the surface of the air, okay, or they are not able to cross the area. Fine. So that can be mathematically written like this: for any surface ds, theta is equal to 90 degree. What is theta? Write down here. That is angle between E bar and ds bar is 90 degree, and therefore flux through any surface d phi is equal to magnitude of electric field at that point of the surface. Very small point area is ds, so at that point you just find out electric field. Whatever the value of electric field is there, doesn't matter, into ds doesn't matter, but this cos is going to be cos 90, and all of us already know vertical axis means cos 0, 90 is vertical axis, so this value is going to be 0. So for over any surface, what are the electric flux or flux crossing through any surface is 0. Therefore overall flux is equal to integration d phi is equal to integration of 0. Adding all the zeros, you will get 0 only. Okay, this is how you will interpret it mathematically. Reply everyone in the chat box, clear and written. CW, write it down, let me know in the chat box. A particular type of question. Good, very good. Fine. Next question. Or next point. Okay, we have found out electric field, sorry, we have found out electric flux through any small surface d phi, and just by integration you can get total electric flux just by addition. Okay, for time being this is integration. Here we can find out total flux crossing the given surface. If you observe that electric lines are not crossing the surface, then definitely it means that flux passing through that surface are zero, because to pass the flux you need electric field to cross the given area. Fine, sir. Okay, now write down next point. Or just a simple note, okay, or just a simple case. What they have did is this, okay, write down surface, surface, write down circular surface placed in uniform electric field, in uniform electric field, circular surface placed in uniform electric field. Okay, now how that surface is placed, understand. Now what is the meaning of uniform electric field? At each and every point same magnitude, same direction. Okay sir, uniform electric field at each and every point, same magnitude, same direction. Fine. So this is the symbol, this is the symbolic representation of uniform electric field. These are the electric lines of force which indicate the direction, and you will observe that these electric lines of force are equispaced. This distance is equal to this distance, so they are called as equispaced. These are parallel electric lines of force which are equispaced. Distance between these two is equal to distance between these two. You may draw one more line, is equal to distance between these two. So these are equispaced parallel lines which are used to indicate uniform electric field. Okay, these are used to indicate uniform electric field. And what is the meaning of uniform electric field? Yesterday we learned that it means constant magnitude, constant direction. At each and every point you will get same magnitude and same direction. Okay, fine. So E is the magnitude and rightward is the direction. E is the magnitude and rightward is the direction. All right. You may call it as E bar vector also, no problem. In this region, what they have did, they have placed one circular surface like this. The surface of this area is perpendicular to electric field. Okay. Now in this three-dimensional space, electric field is existing in that three-dimensional space like this. Okay, this is surface. Okay, right now this is rectangular surface. Okay, instead of rectangle they have taken a circular surface, but it is like this. So here the electric lines are passing like this. Okay, try to understand. Okay, these are the electric lines, okay, which are crossing the given surface, fine. So can I directly say that, sir, electric field is uniform, it's a constant value, and given surface is a plane surface, not a curved surface? It means that at each and every point area vector is going to be rightward. Okay, you just select any area you want on this circular surface, you just select any area that you want. Area vector is always going to be rightward, and electric field is also rightward. At each and every point electric field is also rightward. So sir, that integration of E into ds into cos theta, that is total electric flux over the given surface, is integration of d phi. D phi means small electric flux. So d phi is what? E into ds into cos theta. For each and every area, electric field is a constant value, can be taken out of integration. ds constant, sorry my mistake, ds very small area, ds as it is. Cos theta is a angle between area vector and electric field for each and every area. It is 0 for all the given areas. For all the small areas you will observe that here it is 0. So you could have directly written all these area vectors are like this. Okay, they are also rightward, electric field is also rightward. You could have directly written like it as, sir, E into integration ds means total area. Now what is the total area of given surface, sir, given surface is circle, so its total area is going to be, let's say we are given the radius as capital R, so that you could have directly written like this. This could have directly written as a, this could have been directly written like this. Now reply me in the chat box, clear and written. E into pi r square we could have written, because everywhere angle between area vector and electric field is going to be 0. Cos 0 is plus 1, that you know. What is cos 0? It is plus 1. Horizontal axis, cos is plus 1 and minus 1. Here the angle is 0, here the angle is 180. Here the cos 0 is plus 1 and here cos 180 is minus 1. For the horizontal axis is cos is plus 1 or minus 1, and for the vertical axis 90 and 270 cos is 0. Cos of angle for vertical axis is 0 and cos of angle for vertical axis 270 is also 0. Vertical axis cos is 0, horizontal axis it is plus 1 here, it is minus 1 here. Fine. We could have directly written this. Next, there is one more case. There is one more case. Now, let us take a hemispherical shape. Okay, let us take a hemispherical shape. Fine, try to understand. Hemisphere placed in uniform electric field. Hemisphere placed in uniform electric field. This is the uniform electric field. Constant in magnitude, constant in direction. At each and every point, same magnitude, same direction. Can you imagine this hemisphere in 3 dimensions? Okay, it is like this. It is like this. Okay, and the electric lines are going like this. In this 3-dimensional space, electric lines are going like this. Okay, this is the circular surface. This is the circular surface. Okay, now let us try to find out electric flux over this curved surface. Electric flux over this curved surface. Fine, fine. So here you can imagine different areas. Here you can imagine small area ds, okay, point area ds you can imagine, and ultimately you will realize that, sir, whatever electric field lines are entering this curved surface area are ultimately leaving this circular area. Reply me in the chat box, agree, disagree. Whatever the electric field lines are entering this area, curved area, are same number of lines, exactly same number of lines are exiting the circular surface area. Yes, no, reply me in the chat box. Whatever number of electric field lines are entering this curved surface area of the hemisphere are leaving this circular surface area. जेवढे कर्ड मधनं आत आले तेवढे सर्क्युलर मधनं बाहेर गेले. Lines, number of lines entering the curved surface is equal to the number of lines exiting the circular surface. Sir, if we see hemisphere from the top, it will be a circle. Why? Why we will see the hemisphere from the top? बघणारच नाही आम्ही. This is a variable theta case. Yes. Angle between area vector. Now the area vectors are something is some area is like this, some area is like this. Okay, all these area vectors are directed towards the center of the hemisphere. All these area vectors are directed towards the center of the hemisphere. Reply me in the chat box, agree, disagree. All the area vectors are directed towards the center of the hemisphere. So it is a variable theta case. Okay, so we will try to avoid that integration because it is a variable theta case. Fine. Ultimately, what do you want? You want to calculate electric flux. Electric flux. Ultimately, electric flux gives you the idea of total number of electric lines of field. Ultimately, electric flux gives you the idea of total number of electric field lines. So total number of electric field lines entering the or crossing the curved surface, same number of electric field lines should cross or should come out of this circular surface. So just find out the number of electric field lines for this circular surface, automatically get the number of field lines for the curved surface. If you get number of field lines, you can find out flux because number of field lines and flux give the same idea. Okay, so hemisphere placed in the uniform electric field. For that, what we can write is this. Write down number of electric field lines. Entering curved surface of hemisphere. Curved surface of hemisphere is equal to number of electric field lines leaving or crossing, whatever you want to say, this circular surface of hemisphere. Circular means plane surface. Okay, plane surface. Fine. So if these number of electric field lines are same, then the flux must be same because flux indicate the number of electric field lines. Therefore, electric flux over curved surface area is equal to electric flux over circular surface area. And that could have been directly found out as electric field into that circular area pi r square. That's it. Don't write here, sir, area of the hemisphere curved surface area of the hemisphere is 2 pi r square. What is the surface area of the sphere? Sir, surface area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. So hemispherical surface area will be upon 2. That will give you 2 pi r square. Don't write that 2 pi r square because that 2 pi r square is not completely perpendicular to electric field. Okay, this is the area. Which is always perpendicular to electric field or whose area vector is in the direction of electric field. Okay, so to find out these number of lines, you can find out these number of lines because those are going to be exactly equal. Now everyone reply in the chat box. This we have already found out. Up to this it is clear to all of you or not? बघा बाळांनो, tell me. Very good. Yes sir. Next. Now let's have a general case. Let's draw a general case. They have also drawn it. We will also draw it. We have a uniform electric field. Okay, this condition is there. Uniform electric field. These lines means equispaced parallel lines. Equispaced, distance between these two equals distance between these two equals distance between these two. These are equispaced parallel lines. No need to write everywhere E, even one E is sufficient. And let's say this is a circular area, this is another circular area, and this is just a circle. This is any random shaped area. This is a hemisphere, and this is just a circle. The number of electric lines which are entering here, let the shape of the surface be anything. What matters is the area, surface area which is perpendicular to electric field, that matters. And right now it is same in all the cases. Try to understand, because the number of electric field lines are going to be same in all the three cases. Reply me in the chat box, agree, disagree. Flux, electric flux over this random shape surface area is equal to electric field, electric flux over this curved surface area is equal to electric flux over this circular surface, because this circular surface area is equal to this circular surface area is equal to this circular surface area. This shape does not matter. This shape does not matter. Reply me in the chat box, agree, disagree. Correct. Good. Fine. Okay, sir. Next. Write down the next point. Next point is electric flux over a closed surface. Now, what is the meaning of closed surface? Let us try to understand. Next point. Write down. Electric flux over a closed surface. Electric flux over a closed surface. Now, closed surface is a surface which encloses some volume. For example, sphere is a closed surface, cube is a closed surface. Okay, this room, walls of this room ultimately form a closed surface because inside that wall some volume is enclosed. Okay, but for that you need to close the door and the windows as well. There should not be any opening. There should not be any opening. Are you getting this? If you close all the doors and the windows, okay, this room will form a closed surface. So there are two types of surfaces, open surface and the closed surface. Okay, for example, this whiteboard is an open surface. Okay, because it is not enclosing some volume. Okay, but all the walls, all the 6 walls plus all the closed doors plus all the closed windows will ultimately give you one closed surface, because in that closed surface some volume will be enclosed. Okay, there should not be any opening or hole in the surface. Fine, sir. So there are two types of surfaces, open surfaces and the closed surfaces. Till now we found out electric flux over the open surfaces. Electric flux over the open surfaces. Fine. Even in this case, it was something like this. This was some surface and this was some circular opening. This was some circular opening. Okay, hollow hemisphere. Okay, you can imagine. But now we are going to imagine a closed surface. Closed surface. Closed surfaces are the surfaces which enclose some volume. Okay, sir. Fine. Next. Now let us try to find out Electric flux over the closed surface. Let us take a closed surface as a complete perfect sphere. Fine. Complete and perfect sphere. Okay. And at the center of that sphere, let us place a charge equal to capital Q. Let us place a charge equal to capital Q. Okay, sir. Now, from this capital Q charge, there will be electric field lines like this, or electric field lines you can draw like this, radially outward, coming out. This is a positive charge. Right? Electric field lines which are coming out like this. Fine, sir. It's a sphere, okay? It's a complete sphere, okay? Fine, sir. So, the electric field lines or the electric flux will come out from the positive charge, or electric field lines will come out from the positive charge. Now, you know that this is not a uniform electric field. This is variable electric field. At each and every point, electric field has different magnitude and different direction. For example, at this point, direction is like this. At this point, direction of electric field is like this. At this point, it is this. At this point, it is like this. At this point, it is like this. So different direction at different points. So it's not a uniform electric field. Such type of electric field is called as radial electric field along the radius of the sphere. So it is called as radial electric field. You may call it as, for time being, radially outward. Why? Because it is coming out from the center, or it is going away from the center. So it is radially outward electric field. Okay, it is also called as radially outward electric field. At different distance equal to r, let's say for this distance, or let's say for this distance, electric field is k into point charge मुळे electric field किती असते? If your system is a point charge, then because of the point charge at given distance equal to r, electric field is equal to k into q upon r square. If this distance changes, initially let's say distance is this r. For small distance, electric field will be more. K and q are constant. This q is nothing but the capital Q. K is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, or epsilon 0, and this is the r. This value is the r. If r value is small, you will get more value of electric field, and as you move away from the given point charge, this r value increases, distance increases, and electric field goes on decreasing. So electric field at different points, it is different, and it has different directions as well. Okay, at different points, the directions are different, and different points, the magnitudes are also different. Okay, fine. But sir, around a given point charge, if we imagine a closed surface as a sphere, then sir, can we say that for any area, ds here, choose any area that you want on this surface, for any area that you want on this surface, area vector will be like this, away from the center or towards the center. Right now we will take it as away from the center, because electric field is away from the center. It's purely our choice how to take area vector, towards or away. It is to be chosen in such a way that area vector direction is to be taken or chosen in such a way that angle between electric field and area vector is less than 180. Okay, so generally people will avoid taking area vector like this. They will take it like this. Instead of taking 180 as angle between electric field and area vector, they will better choose it as 0. Okay, fine. So here is area vector, here is area vector. For any area, you just check for any area on this on the surface of this sphere. Try to understand. All these area vectors and the electric fields, all the area vectors and electric fields at that point are parallel to each other. Means angle between them is going to be equal to 0. Is going to be equal to 0. So let us find out total electric flux over this closed surface. Very simple, sir. Find out electric flux for the small surface. What is that? It is E into ds into cos theta. Okay. At or for every surface ds, for every surface ds, for any surface ds or for every surface ds, what is the magnitude of electric field at that point? Magnitude of first vector into magnitude of second vector into cos of angle between them. What is the magnitude of first vector, that is electric field? Sir, if you give us the radius of this sphere as capital R, then we can tell you the magnitude. You just give us the radius of this sphere. So magnitude of electric field according to this formula, it is going to be, this is just a formula, but right now the radius of the sphere is capital R. So if at a center of the sphere, if we place a charge Q, at the center of the sphere, then at the surface of the sphere, what is the magnitude of electric field? Directions are different, that I know. Directions are different, but magnitude is going to be same. What is that? It will be K